I mean, eh. Oh, yep.
All right. Are we good to go then?
I mean, I'm ready.
All right. Then I'm going to get this started. Did I hear from Tiffany? Is he ready as well?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, last we left our adventurers, Carbon, Ankihiko, Inca, and Tiffany, they had been voluntold to go north to the fort to help prevent foreign parties from taking control of the fort, and to wait there until reinforcements from the capital arrived. When they reached the fort, they found Carbon already inside the fort, fighting off a swarm of undead fleshy creatures. With the help of the guards, the party quickly dispatched of these creatures and spent some time exploring the fort, while Edgar and the guards, with a little help from Inca, rebuilt the wall that the creatures had broken through. While exploring, the party came across what seemed to be an underground floor to this entirety of the fort. They While they were exploring, Carbon nearly died. However, luckily, Ankihiko found a healing potion in the wizard's room they were in. After that, the party spent. Also, just so you guys know, at this point in time, at any point you guys would like to do something in game, just kind of interject, like whether that be interacting with NPCs, interacting with other party members, or if there's something specific you would like to do, such as, I don't know, take whatever you can from the pantry or something specific. So after that, the party spent several days watching from the wall, keeping the fort in functioning condition.
Hey, question.
Yes.
So while we're there for several days,
Mhm.
I'd like to clean up all like just randomly all the rooms. Just randomly walk away and just start organizing them.
Okay. Are you, rooms on the main level or the rooms in
Any
underneath?
any level that I can get.
Okay. Um.
It's not like
Go ahead.
constantly. It's just every now and then I'll just kind of walk
Okay.
away.
Go ahead and just make me a general Constitution roll. This will determine how many rooms you clean in that period of time. 19.
19.
Okay. There are a lot of rooms in this place. I would, with that kind of a roll, I would say you feel like you cleaned probably, I don't know, 40% of the rooms.
All right.
All right.
Inga wants a bath.
That is something that is easily done.
Okay.
Okay. Easily done. Food is provided, whatever you guys may like, while you guys are on the island. And you guys or island on the at the fort. About 5 days has passed. So if there's anything anyone wants to do, just feel free to interject at any point. Everyone take. Go ahead, Tiffany.
I ate a sandwich.
All right, you had a sandwich. It's not the greatest of food. You guys can tell that the fort is made for survivability, not and less for comfort. So,
Okay.
and everyone takes their turns watching the wall of the fort. However, for the most part, everything is really quiet. There was one night, however, when one of the younger guards that was there got spooked by a bear that got too close and he couldn't really see it really clearly. Where everybody was woken up, everybody was ready, armed to the teeth, ready to go, and it was a bear. You guys quickly shooed away, scolded the youngin, and went back to bed. The during your stay, you had time to practice any of your skills that you may desire to, and if you wanted to practice with somebody, there's always somebody around. Edgar is more than happy to train with anybody. On the fifth day, however, a large group of armored soldiers wearing the insignia of the king arrives at the front gate. The group is about probably close to 100 plus men, and they say that they're here to replace you guys at the fort here. As they come into the fort, you guys gather your things and prepare for your journey back to Argent.
Let's leave.
As you guys begin to get ready, as you guys begin to leave, you guys don't see Carbon anywhere. He must have taken off early in the. Sorry, he must have been one of the first ones out of the gate as you guys were allowed to leave again. He must be excited to get back to his home. So
I check people's pockets for Carbon.
You do not find him.
Darn it.
However, as you guys are walking out of the gate with Edgar and Taurus in tow, that is where we pick up.
So we're leaving?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
It seems that we are allowed to leave.
About time.
Okay, cool. Let's leave.
Well, you guys begin to travel, and I will say this: as you guys left, the man in front and in charge of the soldiers that just arrived tell you that due to your diligence of being here and doing this favor for the king, you have the rights to meet with the king in a reward as a reward of from the king for pulling this favor, basically. And so you are Edgar knows that it is a very long journey to the capital city. And just to give you guys an idea, if you look at the map, the fort is where the arrow is, just shy of the Twisted Rift. Way down here is the capital. However, in order to get to the capital, you guys have to travel you guys can either travel down to Argent and then take the river down to the city down here and then travel up, or travel by land from the fort all the way down to like this area down here and then come up through the city. Either way, it is about a 350-mile trek.
No boats available?
If you go to the city of Argent and go down the river, you could. Edgar would know this. Due to the capital of the city being the way it is, there is no ferry system, in a sense, to get you there. Just period. It's on a peninsula for a reason.
Could we build a boat?
I mean, sure, but it might take longer than just traveling.
I shrug and start walking toward Argent.
Okay.
I follow.
All right, let's go.
Okay. As you guys begin to travel, it is a
I search
fairly...
for snakes,
Make a perception check.
certain specifically larger ones.
Okay, make a perception check.
Can I help him search for snakes?
Sure, make a perception check with advantage. 14. No, sorry, that was just for Anikiko.
Sorry.
Yeah, essentially you're taking the help action there.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
Yeah, no, you're fine. As you guys are traveling, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of woods and stuff, but you don't really see anything larger than what you already have. And even those snakes aren't by any means, huge.
Do I at
So,
least see two of them? So I could. Wait. Oh, shoot. Nope, never mind. I already got one around my neck and two around my arms.
yes.
I want one for a belt.
You might need a general store for that, but no.
Well, okay, around the torso.
Oh, okay. That might be more of a tailor. So, as you guys are,
Do I find one that can wrap around that?
I wouldn't. I guess how heavy are you? Like so, like for like the size of your chest, I guess. Like, would you like how big, or how much do you weigh? I guess.
Well, I weigh quite a bit because of this body of like the body part of the snake. That's what weighs the most. But like when you like look at the photo, that's what it is. But because it's more the snake body that makes it heavy.
Right. I'm just. So you would need something that's close to probably 4 feet long. I'm gonna say nothing quite that long.
Ah, okay. I'm good then.
Just because it would have to go all the way around, and even if
Yep.
your chest is only 2 feet wide, you're gonna need something between 4 and 5 feet long.
Nah, I want this thing wrapping like around like 4 times.
Yeah, no, nothing that long.
All right.
Not in this area anyway.
All right. I will find that area that has snakes.
Make an intelligence check to see if you know where that area might be.
Ooh, I might. Where am I? Oh, that's core. There we are. Intelligence.
8.
Probably not.
Snakes are all over the place, man.
All right.
So, you guys begin heading back to the city. I believe. Where did I put my? There it is. Let's see. So, you guys are looking at about a 6 or 7 day walk back to Argent. You guys have already traveled this path, so I'm not going to cause anyone. I'm not going to make anybody make perception checks or anything like that. But if there is anything you guys would like to do while traveling, that is most definitely an option.
We're going to Argent, you said? Like
Yeah,
Here?
I believe that is where you guys are going. Is it not?
That's where I'm going.
Because your guys' end goal is the capital, which is over on the right, over here. But in order to get there, you either have to travel downriver of Argent to this little settlement here, or you have to travel basically straight from the fort to this area, and then travel through. So, I guess the your options are traveling. Traveling, I guess it's about 130 miles by river, or traveling that on land.
Let's just keep going.
Okay. Well,
I
will,
asked the, I don't remember what his name is, the dragon, if he's
Edgar.
going to stay in Argent or if he's coming to the castle with.
I mean, I suppose I should head to the capital as well, even to collect a reward. However, I may, depending on what the, depending on what, actually, hold on, what the guy's name is. Depending on what Tom may need, I may stay in Argent.
I nod and offer him a crumbled finger.
I'll pass, but thank you. He kind of looks at you very strangely.
I shrug, put it back in one of my pouches, and continue walking.
Okay. And Edgar will say, we have quite a long journey back to Argent. Is there anything anyone needs before we arrive?
Nope.
I shake my head.
Okay then. As you guys are traveling, and like I said, I'm not going to make you guys, because you guys already know this route, I'm not going to make you guys make survival checks or perception checks like that for every night that you camp. It's just one of those, it's just going to be one of those, I know you're doing it, so I'm not, and you've done it before, so it's not like super terrible to do again. And there's also the possibility that you guys can find the remains of your old campsite, even. So, as you guys travel, it's very peaceful and very quick, considering how how well you guys actually remember the terrain. I mean, you guys just traversed most of this area like a week ago, but there is always a calmness about the forest. And they always have. There's always this like really bizarre way of just having. I don't know the word I'm looking for. It always feels much quieter than is necessary for a forest of this stature. You would expect to see creatures fairly frequently, but often there's none.
Can I check for anything unusual?
Sure. Hold on a second. Anthony, we lost you in roll 20.
You did?
I think I did. Oh, wait, no, there you are. I don't know why that did that. Hold on, I'm going to have to do something. Go ahead. Make a nature check for me, Inca. Nature 15. It doesn't seem to be unnatural. It just kind of seems to be it seems to be like most of the larger game had hunted this area pretty clean, and then moved on, and it's just nature just hasn't replenished the forest yet. You're you're also super close to the border to the Scorch Empire. So you think that it also could be like an overhunting of the area as an addition as well. So it just doesn't seem unnatural, but at the same time, you're not 100% sure.
I just keep an eye open for anything unusual.
Fair enough. What's your passive perception? Do you see it on your character sheet there?
12.
12? Okay. I will keep that in mind. Okay. As you guys are, making camp every night, there comes a night, Tiffany, as you begin to hit the apex of what seems like a fairly pleasant dream. Everything comes to a stop, and you are suddenly standing in a very dark environment.
Oh, damn.
There, standing around you is just darkness as far as you can see, and a voice seems to call out from seemingly everywhere.
What, kind of voice is it?
It's dark, heavy and rumbling, and it just calls out and just goes, "Watching." And your dream, you still stand in this darkness around you.
Is it just darkness? Is there anything else?
As you look around, that's all you see is just darkness.
Dark.
Like it doesn't like you have good eyesight, even in the dark. You can see really well, but this is just black. As you stare out into the void, there doesn't seem to be anything here, and it just after what seems like 2 minutes, it says again, "Watching. Be aware."
Oh, shit.
And then morning comes. And then morning comes.
Okay.
You wake up kind of in a little bit of a cold sweat. As you kind of come to, do you set up like kind of breathing hard, or do you just kind of try to play it off cool?
Like, when I first wake up, it's kind of like... But then when I realize, I can see again and everything's alright, I kind of keep to myself. I don't wake up the other two, or, everybody that's with.
Okay. You wake up. It's morning. You actually on this day you actually woke up before Edgar. At this point, you're kind of getting your breath back and cooling down. And as you kind of lay there, you notice Edgar then begin to get up, which is strange because Edgar always beats you guys awake. He's always awake before you guys, and this day you woke up before him. Maybe it was the dream.
Probably. I guess, I go to find something to eat to kind of like just walk around and like kind of think about what I dreamt about.
Okay.
Is there anything like close by that I could like forage for?
What are you wanting to try to find?
Mm-hmm. Maybe just like some berries or something.
Berries? Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check. Also, Anihiko, the answer is yes. Oh, nice.
Yay.
And also go ahead and roll for a new day. This is a different day. So as
Is
you
it major?
it could be.
Alright.
As you guys so Tiffany, you find you okay. You have found a lot of blackberries, actually. Tiffany, as you are searching for the forest, you do manage to find some blackberries.
Sweet.
That's what you managed to scavenge. I'll say that you managed to scavenge about one ration worth of blackberries that day. So, hey, Anthony, just so that you know, we're picking that up in your mic.
Good.
Okay. So, as you guys begin, do you mention anything to anyone else about that? Or anything like that, Tiffany?
Nope. Like,
Okay.
about the dream.
About anything. I mean, you found blackberries, and you had a very strange dream.
I bring back the blackberries for the group. Like, hey, do you guys want?
Edgar's kind of like, I'll have a couple, and he just like he literally takes like 2 or 3 blackberries and pops them into his maw. He kind of munches on.
Any other?
Little early, but they're still really good. So, are we ready to move on?
I am.
Okay.
I nod and get ready.
He kind of looks to you and Kihiko.
Oh. Nah.
He kind of tilts his head and goes, "Suit yourself." And he kind of stands up and kind of just pulls his pack over his back and begins walking. As you guys walk for several hours, I would say. Do you end up following them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He kind of just like shakes his head. As you guys begin walking, I would like everybody to make a perception check.
You said everybody? Sorry, my computer cut out.
Yes, everybody, please. Okay. Let me see here. Nope, they did not see it either. Awesome. Okay. So as you guys continue to walk, you guys pass through, and you remember this. It's like this hill kind of a incline. It's got like these little cliff kind of things. They're probably 20 feet up or so, and it's just got this one little traveled area that has kind of packed the dirt down that allows you to lead up through between these two like little uh, drops, I guess. Actually, I can kind of give you guys a visual. What's going on? Okay. You guys seeing this okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And this would be about where you guys are, like right here in this here where you guys are centered at. This is probably where you guys are at the moment. Is there? Would you guys have a certain marching order, or is this fine?
I
I'm good with
typically am further back.
You'd be like, you guys can move those icons just so that you know.
Oh, okay.
Up there. Well, okay, just so that you guys know, you guys are heading this way.
Oh.
You're heading up, not down.
Okay, then I'm fine.
Okay. Okay.
Didn't realize it was going up.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Okay. So, you guys are traveling, and again, it is fairly quiet in this area. Again, you're not sure why. It just kind of is. Ouch. Okay.
Guys, it's so stinking loud around here.
I know, right? And as he says that, let's see what we got. Oh no. Yep. As as he says that, you guys watch as two arrows just and impact him in his either one of his shoulders, like just immediately as he kind of says that. And
Ow.
yeah. And okay, that was those guys. We got. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's see. The next one would be you, Inca. So Inca does a modified 20 hit.
Yes.
You take 5 points of piercing damage as an arrow flies and impacts you as well. And as that happens, I'm going to go ahead and reveal what is going on here. And yeah, no, I rolled for everybody. They all used short bows. Okay. I would like for everybody to roll initiative.
Okay, can somebody remind me how to do that one more time?
If you click on your character and then go to your character sheet and hit initiative, that's how you can do it, and it'll add it right into the turn order. Don't worry about yours, Tiffany. I already got it taken care of.
Thank you.
Okay. Chase, did I get hit?
No, you did not.
Oh, I thought you said I did. Okay.
No, it was Inca and Edgar are the ones
Ah.
that took damage.
All right.
And we're going to turn, and they got a. And he gets his own turn. He got a 7. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, real fast. Can everybody see the numbers underneath the goblins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I
Sure.
got. You should be able to. All right, you guys should be able to see.
Yeah.
Like Goblin 7 and stuff.
Huh?
Like they're all numbered.
Yeah, they're all numbered. All of the goblins are numbered. They should be goblin. Okay, perfect. They're all going to go act as one body, but in terms of their turn, except for one of them, due to having different statistics. So, that brings us to that ends the surprise round, and that brings us to Taurus, who is first. Reacting to this, let me grab his character sheet here. He is going to. He is going to grab. He's going to pull his own short bow and come over here. That's 10 feet of movement. And he's going to attack goblin number 8. So, short bow. That's a 15 to hit, which does hit. Ooh, 10 points of damage. That's a lot of damage. And you watch as his arrow just flies into the goblin's left eye socket and just protrudes out the back. And you watch as this goblin just falls out of the tree and just poof, onto the ground. He is then going to use the rest of his movement to run over here and attempt to hide. Blam, that's a 14 in stealth. Okay. All right. That's hysterical. All right, that is his turn. That brings us to the goblin's turn. And Inca. Inca, what's your dex modifier?
2.
2. Cool. It's the same as the goblins. You know what? I'll let you have it first, just because player.
Nice.
I move down to attack Goblin 9. And as I'm running, I pull something out of my bag and take a bite.
Okay. Go ahead and. What do I have for this? I'm trying to remember. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw. Okay. Okay. You manage to, as you bite into the finger, it tastes terrible, but you manage to keep it down. Okay, where are you heading to? Hello?
Sorry, my computer screen's not very big.
It's all right. I didn't hear where you were heading last time.
Down to Goblin 5. I'm sorry, 9.
9. Okay. Just so that you know, Goblin 9 is in the top of the tree. This one. All the others are on the ground.
Can I attempt to climb tree? Actually, can I rip up the tree?
I mean, you can certainly try, but it is a very big tree. It has a very wide base here.
Can I punch it and try and knock it down? The goblin down from the tree?
I'll say sure. Make an athletics check.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
It is with advantage because you're raging.
You said acrobatics?
No, athletics.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
25. Okay. Yeah, I will say he falls from the tree and he takes 1 point of bludgeoning damage as he lands on his back and just he is currently on the ground and prone. So if you would like to run up to him, you can now reach him.
Can I step on him?
Well, hold on. We'll say you moved here in order to hit the tree. You have no, because the athletics check would be your action.
Okay.
And you still have movement, but you use your bonus action to rage.
Okay, we're good then. I'm done.
Okay. That'll be the goblin's turn. Let's see. 7 and 6 are going to aim. One's going to fire at Edgar. The other is going to actually. No. One's going to fire at Taurus because he did not roll high enough to hide from them. And the other one is going to fire at Tiffany. So, that's a natural 20 on Taurus. And a 19 to hit Tiffany?
Yep, that hits.
Okay, you take 5 points of piercing damage.
Oh, gee.
And Taurus takes 10. Because it was a natural 20. Oh. 3 and 4 5 and 4 watching you punch a tree and knock somebody out of the tree are each going to make an attack at you, Inca. That is a 22 and a 19 to hit.
I have a 19 AC.
Okay, so if it meets or succeeds, it hits. So it meets, so it hits. So 2 hits would be 5 points each, so 10 total, but because you're raging, you take 5.
Okay.
And then Goblin 3 is going to make an attack at you, Anikiko. Does a 10 hit?
Nope.
All right. Then Goblins 1 and 2 are going to shoot at Edgar again. That is a 4 and a 17. So the 17, I believe, hit. Yep. So he takes another 5 points of damage. Whew! Buddy, you better get to your turn soon. And then they are going to move here and here while the boss steps up. Oh, wait, no, it's not his turn. All right, Tiffany.
All right, I'm gonna use Eldritch Blast at Goblin 7.
Goblin 7. Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll. Or you can just hit. Just click it.
Just click the Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
Okay.
23. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 11 points. Nice. So you hold up your hand and release this greenish red beam from your hand, and it impacts the goblin like square in the head. And as the dust kind of settles, you don't see a head any longer.
Nice.
And then I want to use my bonus action to hit Goblin 6 with also an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit. That is a 12. Unfortunately, a 12 misses.
Oh.
So, but that is your action and bonus action.
Yes.
Would you like to move at all?
I might just move here.
Okay.
Move a little.
All right. Totally forgot about that goblin. Edgar's turn. He is going to... Yeah, because he's not looking that great. He's going to... Second Wind. That's 10 points of healing. Nice. Okay. And then he is going to... Let's get there. Yeah, let's not run over there, buddy. Yeah, he's going to run there and make an attack with his longsword against this goblin. That's an 18. That'll hit for 14 points of slashing. Jeez. You watch as Edgar just runs up and just takes his longsword and just cuts this goblin straight down the middle. As he kind of flicks the blood off of his blade, kind of turning to face somebody else, the goblin just kind of and falls apart on the ground. All right, Anikiko.
Alright, I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There we go. Right there.
Okay.
And I'm going to use Shocking Grasp.
Okay. Roll to hit. You have advantage because he's still prone, because I forgot to make him do anything.
It's just a touch. I just have to touch him and it happens.
Right, but you still have to roll. You still have to roll to touch him, though.
I do?
Yeah, it automatically did it. See in the chat.
Huh. I didn't think that was. They get to roll.
Yep, it's a touch attack is what it's called. So it's like a melee attack.
Yep.
But 17 hits.
Yep.
Okay, roll damage. 4 points of lightning damage. So he just as he's laying on the ground.
Yep.
He's still breathing. He's like, ha! And he's just laying there.
I then yell out, "This goblin's dead."
Alright.
Wait, what did you cut out? I just heard this goblin and then it just went silent.
Said this goblin's dead.
Oh.
Okay. Does that end your turn?
Yep.
Okay. The boss's goblin turn, and he... What does he have? Okay. The boss is going to travel 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to travel there and throw a javelin at Edgar.
Oh, dude.
That'll miss. That's an 8. Okay, that'll finish his turn. Brings us back to Taurus. Taurus is angry because he didn't hide very well. He is going to take... Oop, that's not what I wanted. Let me see what the range is here. Yeah, I'll just take out that one. He's going to take a shot at number 6 with his longbow, or short bow. And that's a 15. That just hits. That's 7. That is just enough. Once again, Taurus lines up a shot, and you watch as the arrow takes out the right eye on this goblin. He is then going to try to bonus action hide. That's a 27 stealth. Okay. All right, that ends his turn. Inca.
I will run down to the Goblin 9 and attack him.
Okay. I will say that Ani Hiko did yell out that goblin was dead.
Oh, okay. In that case, I run over to Goblin 2 and attack it.
Okay. Do you want to move your character and go ahead and roll to hit? There you go. Go ahead and roll to hit then. Or whatever it is you're hitting with. Okay, you're biting it?
Yep.
Okay, well, an 8 is unfortunately going to miss.
Can I try hitting it with my scimitar then?
As a bonus action, sure. 13. Unfortunately, that is also going to miss.
Okay.
So you come up and bite at it, and this goblin kind of falls down, and you come to, and then you bring your scimitar down at it, and he kind of just spreads its legs as it nearly just barely misses what you can only assume is his manhood as he backs up along the ground. Okay. All right. Goblin's turn. Those guys are dead. That guy is alive. The one in front of you, Anikiko, is going to stand up and try to stab you with his scimitar. Does a 21 hit?
Yep.
Okay, you take 5 points of slashing damage as he slashes at you.
All right.
He's then going to use his bonus action to disengage and back away.
Bully. Oh wait, shoot! I don't get opportunity attack. Dang it.
Nope. He chose to disengage. So, all right. That's his turn. Goblin 2. Oh, actually, he can't move that far because he stood up. There we go. Goblin 2 is going to stand up and try to stab you, Inca. Oh my god, that's a modified 20 to hit. So you take 5 points of slashing damage, halved to 2 because you're raging. Goblins. See, Goblin 3 is going to make an attack at you, Tiffany, and Goblin 4 is going to make an attack at Edgar. So that is... my gosh. That's a modified 20 against you, Tiffany, for 5 points of piercing damage.
How many? Wait, it cut out.
5 points of piercing. And I don't think that hits Edgar. No, 16 does not hit Edgar. So he kind of sees it coming and just kind of knocks it away with his shield. And then Goblin 5. Goblin 5 is going to run up beside you, Inca, and try to stab you. That is a 18.
Nope.
Miss. All right. That ends their turn. Tiffany.
Alright. I'm gonna use Hex on Goblin 3.
Okay. Goblin 3 is Hex. And I'm going to use that symbol for Hex.
Now, quick question.
Yeah.
How do I add the extra 1d6 of neurotic damage?
Let me see what I have in your character. What we have in your character sheet here. Okay. What I'm just gonna add this real quick to your character sheet. Damage type 1d6. None of that. None of that. Loop. Okay. You should see something in your character sheet in attack now
Yeah.
that just says Hex. You should hit it, and it should just roll a 1d6 for you.
Okay. So,
And Yep, and it'll give you the damage.
okay. So
Okay.
I want to use Eldritch Blast as my action on Goblin 3.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Eldritch Blast. 14 just misses, unfortunately.
Damn it. Okay.
So, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Do you want to move at all?
Yeah, I'll move back here for now.
Okay. It is Edgar's turn. How's he looking? He's looking up. Edgar is going to move here and make a longsword attack. That's a 24. That'll most definitely hit, and that's 15. Edgar is on a roll, and just comes by, and Inka, you watch as he just clean cuts this man's head off, or this goblin, I guess. Does he have? He does. He is then going to move here, and utilizing his action surge, make another attack on Goblin 5. The 16, which just hits for 13 points of damage, and also kills him. Because, freaking fighters, man. Alright. On Kyo.
Alright. I don't think you've said my name the same way once.
Intentionally, yes.
I've lost it.
Alright. I'm gonna shoot at him
With?
with magic missile.
Oh, okay.
Eh.
So you're hitting Goblin 3?
Yup. Wait, right? Yeah. No, wait. Goblin, isn't that 2? Yeah, that's Goblin 2.
Where?
Him.
Oh, that's Goblin 9.
Oh, 9? It looks
Yeah.
like a 2. Alright.
Zoom in. Zoom
Yeah.
in. Okay, magic missile, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 1d4 plus 1 for each missile, correct?
Yes.
Okay, the first missile kills him.
Alright.
So it lays down, doesn't move, doesn't even twitch.
Alright.
You don't even need to roll for it. He had 2 hit points.
Okay. And then the other 2 will, I guess, hit him. Goblin
Number
3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do this. That's a lot easier.
Okay, that is 7 points of damage. That is exactly what you needed in order to kill him. He just gets hit twice and then falls from the ledge as he kind of falls forward as he was getting ready to aim. Alright.
Awesome. I then yell out, guys, I think this goblin over here is trying to get away and get back up.
Which goblin are you kind of... Oh, you're indicating the one that you just killed? Okay. Tiffany, you hear him say this. Taurus would probably hear him say this. I'm going to say the others are a little distracted in their bloodlust.
All right.
All right, the Goblin Boss is going to, as he's watched Edgar tear through his minion, is going to step up to Edgar and attempt to hit him. So the first roll is pretty good. That is a 19 to hit. So Edgar takes another 5 points of slashing. And then he has a second attack. Call it a second attack. And that is a that's a 7. That'll not hit. All right, that ends his turn. Taurus, you have kind of been effective. Let's see. Noticing how he's doing, you can. Yeah, I'll say you can do that. Put you right there. Right? Is that what I was doing? Yeah. So we'll put him on the front side of that tree so that he can actually take the shot. And then he's going to try to hit the Goblin Boss with his short bow attack. That's... Oh, wait. Well, even with advantage. Nope. That's a 13. Boom! And the Goblin Boss kind of just looks at him, and Taurus is just like, gulp, and he'll hide behind the tree. Ignore that second one. It was a 17. Right. Inca.
I will move over here and attack the Goblin Boss.
Go for it.
Actually, can I move behind him?
To where?
Behind him?
You know, to flank with Edgar?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. And you have advantage on the attack roll now. So you can roll your attack. Scimitar 23. That'll most definitely hit. Okay. 9 slashing.
Can I attack again?
Yes, you can, as he is still standing. Go ahead and you can use your bonus action. 13, unfortunately, is going to miss.
Okay.
And we've already factored... Yes, we have. Okay, perfect. All right. Goblins. There's one goblin. He's going to jump on the other side here against Edgar and try to stab him with advantage. That's still not going to hit. Okay, that's his go. He's shaking in his boots. Tiffany.
Alright, can I move over here?
Yeah, as long as you're within your 30 feet of movement, which you should be.
I think.
Yeah. You can move all the way up to the base of the mountain, so
Sweet.
you're fine.
Alright, sweet. Because I'm gonna be like, oh shoot, I didn't mean to click that. Like he looks down here at Goblin 9 because Akihiko said that the goblin was getting away, but when he sees that the goblin's dead,
Lying motionless on the ground.
yeah, kind of
Looks like he just got out of the boxing ring.
He kind of like shakes his head, and then as a bonus action, I'm gonna put Hex on the Goblin Boss.
Okay. Whoops, that's the wrong icon.
And then you use Eldritch Blast against the Goblin Boss.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
Hello?
You still there?
Yeah, sorry. Did it cut out a little?
I said to go ahead and roll to hit.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's like cutting out.
No, you're good. I understand. Internet problems.
Yes, it's been bad.
17 just hits.
Yay.
Go ahead and roll your Eldritch Blast and your Hex damage.
Alright, and then I just press the hex.
Yep. Woo! So, that's a lot of damage for basically, you know, a cantrip. So, Inca, you watch as you and Edgar are like flanking this individual who's like kind of going crazy at like trying to fight you guys, as he's between a murder sandwich, and you just watch as like this little bead of force kind of just comes flying around, cloaked in shadows, and you watch it as it just penetrates right through his like helmet, skull, and right out the other side of his helmet, as he drops dead in front of you guys. He had quite a bit of health left, too, dude. You just freaking annihilated him.
Yes.
All right. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, that ends my turn.
All right. Edgar, kind of like watching this, kind of like saddened by the fact that this guy's dead, just kind of turns around and looks at the goblin and just looks at him and goes, "You shouldn't have did that." 24. You shouldn't have did that. And he just swings, and again, as is pattern with Edgar for some freaking reason, just decapitates the goblin. He pressed his Goku button. Well, and that effectively ends combat. Holy crap, guys.
Sadness.
Oh, my.
I look around at the blood and gore and say, I need to rest.
All right. So, okay, just for my sake, because I want this for notes for down the road. What is everyone's hit points at? Like at the end of this fight?
12.
12.
Inca?
See, I put the little bar with mine
I'm
on it.
down 12. Hold on.
You're down 12 or you're 2-12?
I'm down 12.
So you're like at 18?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm asking so that whenever the next time I go to make a combat, I know how hard I can make it. Because he was down to... Edgar was down to 12, and Taurus was down to 12.
12 is the lucky number, apparently.
Yeah, well, okay. Not even kidding. At one point in time, Edgar had 7 hit points left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was like one hit from like dying, and I'm like, if his turn doesn't come around soon, he's gonna die. But it came around, and his second wind, he rolled a 10 on his second wind, so he got back a lot of his hit points.
Yeah.
Jeez. Congratulations, guys! You guys survived a goblin ambush.
That was fun.
I thought about sending more, but that was actually a really good, timely manner for combat, I think. So, as you guys sit down and take a short rest before traveling on, Edgar's kind of like, the fuck was that? He's kind of like breathing heavy.
I look at him and smile slightly. Goblins?
Do you think there's any more?
I didn't think there was any to begin with, but maybe.
Like, after
Can I roll a perception check?
Yeah, go for it. If you guys would like to roll perception checks, everybody who would like to make one, go ahead and make one.
Sure. But after killing the boss, like, Tiffany's super excited to fight. for?
You're doing that. Oh God, what is that? You're doing. You're being Luck from what's that show? Um, Black Bulls or something like that. Black Clover.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, he's basically somebody who always is wanting to fight and will constantly just like stand and like box at the air.
Chase,
So, yes.
will you whisper what I see?
Oh, I know what you're looking for.
No, no, no. I'm searching for goblins as well.
Oh, okay.
But whisper it.
I'm trying to figure out why it won't let me. Because I know I can do it from. I know I can, whenever I'm on a battlefield or whatever, I can whisper by clicking your icon, but I can't figure out how to whisper by not clicking your icon.
I'll be right back. I just need to grab my charger.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a better way of doing it.
Chase, all you gotta do is just hit \W, and then just say space, and then start typing in the name, and then you can click on the name.
Okay, that'll work too.
Yep.
Okay.
Then space again, then you just chat.
Yep. Okay, so Inca, you don't really actually Inca and Tiffany, you guys don't really see anything. However, on Ikiko, I will whisper to you what you see.
Okay, I am back.
Okay.
Yay.
Welcome back.
Thank you. How come I always fail my perception rolls?
Because you're not trained in it.
Neither am I,
I know, you just get lucky.
basically. Unless
But
I'm looking
they
for
don't-
snakes.
Always so low. I mean, it's hilarious, but it's just like every time.
Yeah. I've never been a fan of Roll20. At least their rolling pattern.
There we
Yeah,
go. There you go.
I mean,
I mean, you guys have rolled pretty well tonight. I mean, for the most part. And from what I have seen, it has been pretty fair in terms of how everything turns out. Like, I mean, you've had a couple of high rolls in combat, Tiffany, and then you've just had some low ones in perception. The way to kind of increase your perception is by increasing your wisdom score, and becoming trained in perception. That's the easiest and best way to increase your perception abilities.
yeah, I just thought it was funny that like it's literally been throughout our whole like campaign so far that my perception rolls.
Yeah, they really have.
Like that's more what I mean. It's just funny that it keeps turning out that way. Like I like it. It's funny to me.
All right. So,
So did we rest so we have our full health points back?
go ahead and do that in game.
I just don't know what direction that is.
It's kind of here. I'll kind of ping it on the map. It's kind of more this way, like in this direction is where they're heading. So it'd be like southeast from where you guys are heading. Like you guys are heading directly south. This is like they're taking off in like a southwest
Got it.
or southeast. Sorry, wrong direction.
I yell out, there's a bakery over that way. Quick, let's run that way.
A bakery, you say?
Yeah,
Edgar's like
like a pastry.
Edgar's. What are you talking about?
There's a bakery over there. Run over there. Let's go.
Can I use insight?
I was just. Yeah, you can roll insight. Also, Edgar's gonna do the same.
Oh,
I will too.
I'm gonna do it because of him lying during the battle.
Well, Edgar knows the area, that's why. But he rolled a 3, so he doesn't know. He's like, bakery, really? I guess it's been a while since I've been out this way, but still. All right. Make a deception check, Anihiko.
Oh boy.
3.
That was a nat 1.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's why it's
Wow.
red.
Well, on my computer screen, it's not really showing up as red, which is trippy.
Hilarious.
Okay, so no, everybody can tell that you're lying. You got like this big shit-eating grin on your face as you say this, and everybody kind of just goes, "What? No, it's not."
I shrug and say, must have a good reason, and start walking over casual.
Over where?
Didn't he point to the bakery?
Did you point?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make another perception check with advantage, Inca. $16. Okay. As you look, you see like a single goblin just vanish into the brush, probably 300 yards away from you guys, and just looks like he's booking it away as fast as he can.
I sigh and say, guys, more goblins.
And Edgar's just like, let's give them a wide berth for right now.
I nod and say, yes, I need to rest.
Yeah. So on a short rest, normally during a short rest, there are only certain abilities that you guys get back. Most of you guys know what those are at this point, I think. Inca, the only thing... Let me double check your sheet just because I don't think you have anything that you get back on a short rest, but I could be wrong. Yeah, no, you don't have anything that you get back on a short rest. However, you can do hit points, hit dice if you would like on short rest. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's no point because you guys will have a long rest here in a little bit and get all of your hit points back.
Okay, then. Never mind.
I don't want to do a short rest. If we're going to rest, I want to continue practicing my one thing that I told you earlier.
I don't remember. Oh, I do remember that. What is that for again? Can you whisper that to me just so that I know what it's for?
What do you mean what it's for?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's for. I remember what it is. I just don't remember what it's for.
Oh, I never said what it was for. Do you want to know?
I mean, I'm just kind of curious if the tension is behind it.
Oh, okay.
So, I will say, I'll say at this point, you guys are like a day's travel or so from the city of Argent. And that you guys begin, as you guys continue down the road. You guys camp for the evening or for the night. And the next day, probably later in the evening, you guys arrive at the city of Argent, and are welcomed by Tom. He's standing there smiling. Huh, okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Kind of. You'll have to do it in game though. Whenever this happens. So.
No, I know. I just.
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
I wanted during that trip to kind of become at least where I could gain a proficiency, so I would get that like.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do.
Yep.
I see what you're trying to do. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, as you guys enter town, and it's evening. It's like early evening, I guess. It'd probably be like 4:30. And you see Tom standing there at the edge of the city, kind of on the steps, kind of looking out to you guys. And just as you guys enter the city, he's welcome back, everyone. I see that your trip was very successful, and that you guys have earned your keep. And Edgar kind of just, yeah, one hell of a trip, actually. Oh, well, we have been also requested a summons by the king, the lordship, to go visit him in his castle. And Tom just kind of like furrows his brow and goes, including you, but Edgar, we need you here. You're the captain of the guard. And Edgar kind of goes, I understand. And I
interject and say he's going.
Tom kind of turns and goes, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, you heard me. He's going. He earned that reward.
I butt in and say we don't know the way. He does.
And he's been so helpful.
Edgar's kind of like, but, and he's kind of like, you guys can visibly see that he is conflicted, in what he wants to do. Tom is kind of like, but,
I take a step closer to the mayor and be like, we need him to show us the way.
Can I use charm person on him?
On Tom, right?
Yeah, on Tom.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead, click the spell for me just so that I have it.
Alright, give me a sec.
Please don't roll a 1.
I'll try.
He doesn't actually have to roll for it. I'm pretty sure it's a wisdom or a charisma saving throw on Tom's behalf.
Yeah. Why isn't it showing up?
Depending on which one.
I believe that's what it is.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the saving throw?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, not the saving throw is wisdom. What is the DC?
The what?
The DC
saving would be against.
Would
it also be a wisdom?
It's a wisdom saving throw, but I'm wanting to know what the DC is. So,
yeah.
On your character sheet, Tiffany, go to spells, and at the top of the list there, it'll say spell DC.
15.
He rolled a 14, so he fails.
Yay!
Is charmed by you to the end of the spell, or your companions in your harm. The creature regards you as friendly, acquaintance when the spell. Okay. Okay. So I will say he looks at you guys strangely, and then kind of goes, okay, well, if he must show you the way, I understand. But I would like for him to return immediately. And Edgar kind of like looks at him like, the fuck? And then just goes, of course, sir.
He'll return when he wants to return.
Hold on, I'm reading the spell again. Okay. He like looks to you and kind of goes, I would like for him to return as soon as he can. And Edgar's just like, of course, I'll return as soon as I can. You know, I'm sure the king has his reasons.
I look to Edgar and say, what type of hold does he have on you? You could wipe him out in a second.
He kind of like... Make an insight check, Anthony, as he... See, this is going to be...
Can I make one too?
Sure. See, this is...
I did not do well on that one.
Yeah, well, he's not very good at hiding things either. That is... Okay, Oh, okay. Inca. He's hiding something. He looks very nervous about all of this. Going to the Capitol, being questioned about his relationship or servitude to Tom. He seems nervous about all of it, and it's kind of making him uncomfortable. Anehiko, he kind of turns to you and goes, there's nothing he has on me. I simply work for the man. But, and you're like, alright. But Inca, you can tell that he is clearly uncomfortable with the conversation and the way it's been going.
I give him a look, kind of semi-knowing look, shrug, and start to head to the bar to get...
Okay.
I
Then
look back at Tom and say, I will get to the bottom of this.
and Tom just kind of looks at you and goes, be my guest.
Non-lethal poison spray at him.
I'm gonna say you just like spit and like the poison spray just like hits the floor like the
Oh no! I want it to do a little bit of damage, but not like much. I want it to sting.
That will cancel charm person.
Well, he doesn't know you. I don't think he would know that you can. Actually, Anthony, you have charm person prepared, correct?
I do.
Okay, so you would have recognized that Tiffany cast charm person, and that he's charmed. Do you still want to do the poison spray?
It wouldn't affect me. It would only find Tiffany as like charmed towards Tiffany, not me.
Yeah. So instead of him being mad at just you, he'd be mad at everyone.
Exactly. So I don't give a crap.
Okay. So poison spray.
Yep.
What is poison spray's damage normally?
1d12.
Okay, roll 1d6. then.
Crap. I don't want to do a 1d6. Oh, well, we'll see.
Oh my god!
You killed the mayor!
No. He's a civilian, so he has 10 hit points.
Let's just finish it off, I guess.
You just like bit at him, and he's just like standing there expecting it to come short. He's got like his arms behind his back, expecting it to come short, and it just like hits him in the chest and the throat, and he just falls down like gurgling. And Edgar's like, "What the hell?" And like, "You fool!" and just runs forward to Tom, just like, "Somebody get the cleric!" and just shouting and all of the things. Oh my god.
Can I sneak away while this is happening?
Yes, you may.
Alright.
I tell Edgar to stop worrying about him. He'll live.
He goes, his esophagus is melting, and he like picks him up and carries him into like the mayor's abode. And you shortly, and like almost like maybe 5 seconds later, you see like this older human male that's carrying like this small bag. Kind of like comes running and just kind of runs into the mayor's house.
Before he gets there, I'd like to hold him back and tell him to wait and that he will be fine.
As he begins to run up, and like you stop him.
Oh yeah.
No, you're not there. So you stop him and tell him to wait. He'll be fine.
Yep.
Make a persuasion check. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I rolled a natural 1. So you're like, wait, you'll be fine. And the guy kind of like running, okay, and just kind of like sits down on the steps for a minute and kind of like opens the bag and reaches in, and then pulls out like a sandwich and just begins to kind of eat it, and just kind of waits. Then looks back up to you. How long should I wait?
Give it about 5 minutes, and then I leave and go to the bar.
Okay. All right, you leave and go to the bar. All right, is it okay with you guys if we take a really quick break? I need to use the restroom.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I ran off to the bar to like.
Yep. At this point, everybody's in the bar.
Yay!
All right. We'll take like a 5-minute break and be back. So if you guys need to eat, drink, whatever, we'll be back in like 5 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sure
Huh.
you do, but that's just my opinion.
fanfic?
Oh goodness, I do not want to see that be the thing.
I don't know if it is the thing.
All right. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
So you guys go to the tavern.
Did Tom's neck ever get healed?
What?
No, it's like, did Tom's neck ever get healed?
You don't know.
What are you talking about?
Oh. Nothing.
Oh no, that was me in character saying that back.
So you guys come to the tavern. Show you. Let's see. You're not there. You're not there. I'm just quickly dragging you guys in. Oops, that's the wrong name. There you go, Inca. FNA. And AK. Alright, so
I'm sitting on the bench with 2 large salads in front of me.
Oh wait, I gotta go get a beer. I get a beer.
alright, you are served an ale as the time period allows. Alright, you guys are sitting down. Tiffany and Anka, I'm assuming you guys are just with talking with one another, and then Anihiko kind of comes in and just kind of slides in at the table and has a drink and just begins to drink it.
I look at him and I'm like, so why'd you have to do that?
Do what?
Now, was I in the bar this entire time? Do I know anything about the whole spitting?
Neither of you guys do. you
No?
you guys wouldn't have seen it. You guys said you were leaving before that happened.
Oh. Yes, that's true.
I'm just chilling there eating my salad.
So how's everyone doing?
You guys are also sitting at a table watching a giant alligator eat a salad.
I like watching her eat the salad.
How's the bench? Is the bench comfy?
No.
Ah. That's disappointing.
How comfy is it compared to the other benches that I checked?
That is
the
true.
Comfort level
of? Back at the fort, the other ones would have been probably a little more comfortable because they're older and more worn. However, they also felt a lot more brittle. This one you feel a little more comfortable, like actually sitting on.
Good to know.
Yep.
This is your guys' time to do anything you may need to do.
What do you think the king wants?
I don't know. Something stupid, probably.
I shrug and say I've never been to a town larger than this one.
Do you want to go to a town larger than this one?
I look at him. We're going to where the king lives. I'm assuming it's larger than this.
True.
So probably an hour passes and a eerie, an awkward quiet as you guys kind of sit down and just as you guys kind of just sit there and kind of drink and do so kind of quietly. About an hour passes, and then Edgar kind of comes in and slides in and sits down with a drink in hand and just kind of looks at you annoyed on Akiko and just why? Just why?
I look at Edgar confused.
Amazing.
What happened?
So wait, do I know what happened with
No,
that?
neither of you guys know anything. Only Edgar Akiko does.
Did you see what I rolled?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see what it was?
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you
I did see. I did see what you rolled. And I saw what it is.
You did see what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. What about it?
Why? What? Just why?
I mean, he clearly does not treat you well. You're like his little puppet.
That's because I don't have much of a choice.
I mean, you do.
He kind of looks around, shifty eyes, and just perhaps.
Trust me, you have a choice in this. You don't have to listen to what he says.
Can
Do
I
your
roll
own
an
thing.
insight?
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to figure out what the hell they're talking about.
Oh, that you don't need to. You don't need to roll an insight for that. Basically, Anekiko is telling Edgar that he's being a puppet for Tom, but he can choose not to be a puppet because he's powerful enough to rip the man apart.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to find the hidden meaning behind what Edgar's saying.
Oh, sure, roll an insight, but that's just because he's not giving away anything. That's 18. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually gonna whisper something to you.
Okay.
Yay. I look at Tiffany and say, wouldn't you agree with me?
He kind of like nods his head a little bit. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right, Inca. There you go. Edgar kind of just.
I awkwardly pat Edgar on the shoulder twice, and then
he
go
kind
back
of
to my salad.
as you like the moment your hand touches him, he kind of twitches at it and then kind of just relaxes again. You guys do not understand, and he kind of like grabs his drink in both hands and just kind of. It's been a long, long time. I've been here.
Well, where do you want to go after the king?
I do not know. I've never really had an option to go anywhere.
Well, you do now.
Perhaps.
Come
Oh
live
no,
up.
you do.
And he kind of just looks around and he goes, I cannot say any more. Not while we're in here.
I want to
He,
try to
he,
persuade
Should we
him
go
he
back
to
looks
to
at
talk
the
you.
more.
He looks at you, Anikiko, and he goes, Tom will live. He'll be scarred for life, yes.
Oh,
And
that was totally in game.
he'll probably send someone to hunt you down.
Well,
I look at Anihiko. What happened?
Tom's overstepped his bounds.
He's the mayor. He did not overstep it.
Yeah, he did.
Either way, you did not have the right to basically dissolve his esophagus.
And he has no right to tell me what to do or to go places.
I don't believe he was telling you what to do.
He did before we left.
Fair enough. So you hold a grudge. Interesting. Well, hopefully, if he kind of rises with his. If I do return to this town, hopefully he won't send me after you. I'd hate to have to come find you again. And he kind of walks off. He's actually going to head to the bar first and grab another. He trades out his glasses, grabs another one, and then actually leaves the bar.
Bye, Edgar.
About probably 2 or 3 minutes after Edgar leaves, you guys kind of turn to the spot where he was sitting, and now you see Taurus there. And he's kind of just sitting there.
Oh, hey. Where'd you come from?
It's amazing what you can do when people aren't paying attention. And he like kind of picks up his glass and goes, "What was that all about?" And he kind of gestures towards the door where Edgar had just left from. Early drinks.
I shrug, not saying a word.
I proudly tell him what happens. Or happened.
He kind of very nice.
I sigh and shake my head.
I cannot say that I blame you.
Oh, thanks.
However, there is a long from here to the capital. So, I'm going to go get my money from Edgar for not, and he kind of points to you, Anikiko, for knocking you out. And I'm going to head on my way.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
You guys...
You're not coming to see the king?
Oh, I'm definitely heading to see the king. Last I heard, the last time somebody did a favor for him like this, the king paid the men who went to that location. He paid their weight in gold. I am definitely going to see the king.
Are you going with us? How will the king know that it's you for sure if Edgar's not there?
I'll figure that out. But I travel faster alone. You understand, right?
I glare at him.
Alright, bye.
And he kind of looks to you guys as he kind of stands and he kind of rolls his glasses for a moment and goes, "You guys are a bunch of misfits, aren't you?"
You're one to talk.
What gave
I'm
us
a human in a human city. We have an alligator, a demon, and a snake sitting around the table. Not
Yes, but you were sitting with us.
touche. But, a word of advice. If you're going to travel together, to know each other, you guys have probably more in common than you might realize. But with that, I will bid you adieu. And he kind of gives like this slight dramatic bow and leaves.
I mutter under my breath, stupid humans, I wonder how they taste.
Pretty good.
I wouldn't mind trying.
Alright. By this point in the evening, it is probably 6 or 7. Do you guys want to stay in town for the night, or do you want to head out?
Yeah, let's head out.
I mean, you guys will have to stop probably just on the edge of town to camp. So.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I'm fine with heading out as long as there's a pond nearby.
Okay. Well, Edgar says that he can get. Edgar had told you guys earlier about traveling by river. Are you guys still planning on traveling by river?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Where are you getting the boat?
Where do we get in the boat?
Yeah, where are you going to get the boat from?
Isn't there a place in town where you can get a boat?
There's a place in town that can get you like ropes and fishing tools and stuff.
I feel like we just go to the dock.
We steal a boat.
I think we need to find Edgar.
I mean, he left the bar. Who knows where he's at tonight?
Let's head to the dock and we'll wait for Edgar there.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Alright. You guys head to the riverbank and kind of find what would look like a place for them to dock a boat at. I mean, there's like a crude looking dock that, I mean, it kind of looks like if you guys were to step on it, it might break. At least like if all of you guys were on. There is currently no boat there. But you guys, sleep out underneath the stars?
I climb in the river and take a nap.
Okay. Do you guys want to take watch, or are you guys just going to...
I'll take first watch.
I can take mid.
I'll take third watch.
Okay. Just for entertainment purposes, go ahead. Everybody make me a perception.
Good job,
Tiffany,
Tiffany.
keeping those perception rolls under 10 for the duration of the campaign, I see.
It was like the opposite of what it was last time.
Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Each of your guys' respective watches go by without any issue. You guys are close enough to the city that nothing really happens. And in the morning, you guys, Inca, you notice this first because you're the one awake taking the last shift of the night. You see Edgar walking towards you guys with what looks like a. You guys would know this in real life as basically a dinghy. But he's walking with that kind of over his like shoulders and stuff as he's walking towards you guys. roll to make sure.
I stay in the water, just my head and nose poking out. Everything else submerged.
Okay. He takes as he kind of sees you guys, he kind of takes the boat and kind of and puts it in the water and kind of holds it there steadily, and then kind of pulls it towards the bank a little bit so that it grounds itself, and kind of goes, it'll be faster with this, but we still have a bit of a journey ahead of us. And I'm going to actually go ahead and move you guys back to the map so that you can see as I'm doing the math for this trip. He tells you that you guys are going to have to head south along the river to the city of Fuston, which you can now see on the map at the end of the river. It is about 130 miles downriver. However, due to being in a boat, and this is like a long dinghy. It's not like something that's like super tiny, but it's also not going to be the most comfortable thing in the world. Let's see, that's 130 miles. Well, actually, hold on. Let's see. You can do 24 miles in a day and 8 hours without the boat. You guys don't stop the boat, which I would assume not, because you can take shifts. You can cover probably 3 times that. So you can do 70 miles in a day. It'll take you about 2 days.
I ask him how dangerous the river is and what lies in it.
The most dangerous part from here to Fürsten is they call it the canine dip, but really it's just a jagged part of the river that the river kind of drops and then curves back around just slightly. And on the map, you guys can see what he's referring to as this area right here.
Was it right there?
Actually, yeah, you actually were right on it, and I did it as I was pinging. You did it, and I thought that was mine, and then I realized that's not the color that I have. Yeah, right there. So he goes, if we travel without stopping the boat, we can make the trip to Fürsten in about 2 days. That'll cut a large chunk of our travel time off of this trip. Because you guys know otherwise, it would take you about 5.5 days to make the trip to Fürsten on foot.
Are there any freaks like Tom at this place?
I have not been to Fürsten in some time. I'm going to say no.
Good.
But I could be wrong.
Let's hope you're right.
I've been wrong before, though.
Is it safe for me to travel behind the boat?
He kind of like looks at you and kind of goes, "Can you keep up?"
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. Can you help me with that one?
Let me figure that out, because you do you have a swim speed? I forget.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me find transportation. Because I don't know. Okay. So, what I'm looking at is, in theory, you could keep up, but you would basically be nonstop swimming and move and dashing for the next 2 days. So I'm gonna say no, just because you wouldn't be able to eat, sleep, or rest, period, for the next 2 days. And that would be a lot of strain on your body.
Fair enough.
I
shrug and climb in the...
I mean, if you wanted to attempt it, I'm sure you could.
I shrug and climb in the boat.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Yeah. Yep.
All
right. And you guys begin to travel south to Fiersten. You guys, I assume you guys told Edgar. Actually, no, Edgar would have found him and did that, so you don't even have to worry about that. You guys begin to travel southward, and I will say, just because I feel like this is probably a natural stopping point, that I think we're just going to go ahead and call the session there tonight.
All right.
It just feels really it just so you guys are traveling. It feels pretty smooth from here. There's not a lot to do, and I will say the next time we play, you guys will be arriving in Fierstein.
Ah, crap! I wanted to do something though while we traveled.
Go ahead.
I want to try to persuade Edgar to tell me what's up with him and Tom.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. And I'll give you advantage since you've already kind of pried a little bit.
2 10s.
I mean, he's still kind of like, I don't know, man. We just met. I don't really want to divulge my entire life story. I will let one other person try if they are interested.
I'll give it a go, unless you want to. Tiffany?
No, that's alright. You can do it.
Okay. I don't know. I'll still say with the advantage since you've already tried, or since you've already kind of worked with him a little bit.
I have a -1 to persuasion. Do you want to give it a shot?
What is my persuasion?
It would be...
Mine's a 5.
Charisma. Oh, yeah, you should probably do it then.
Alright, I can do it.
Okay.
Wait, charisma's a 5?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for my persuasion.
Or your persuasion's a +5?
+5, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, you should probably do that.
Alright.
Oh, you thought that was his, oh, Jesus.
For a second, I was like, charisma 5?
That's like a -3.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Oh, no, sorry. Excuse.
No, it was a misunderstanding on his behalf. Don't worry about it. A 21.
Ooh, I like that.
I do too.
So, on the first day, Edgar's kind of like, nah, I just met you guys. I don't want to divulge my entire life story. Not yet. And then the next day, Tiffany, you're kind of like, hey man, what's the deal? Come on, talk to us. And he's just like, alright, let's rap for a minute. And he just so I'm gonna do this in character just because this is this way you guys can. Okay, so I gotta find this now. He kind of goes. He goes. The Onyx Empire is not my native homeland.
No.
It's not so.
I come from the country of Valston.
Donde?
I'm sorry.
Donde?
Donde Valston. It's a country. It's one of the 4 major countries in
I
the
see it.
world. Yes.
Awesome.
If you go to in the journal, there's a bunch of country bios that you can read and handouts that give you information that you guys have general knowledge to and access to. So always be checking that stuff for anything that may be new or anything like that.
Probably should do that.
Yep. And he goes, I was, I don't know how to say it, I was a ruffian of sorts. I grew up kind of getting into trouble, and then I got really good at it, and I got really good at hurting people.
Always a good skill to have.
Sometimes, yes. However, one day, I killed someone I shouldn't have killed. Granted, I didn't know who it was at the time, but, you know, hindsight, 2020. And he goes, he took my eye, and you guys know that he does have an eye that is very, like, glazed over, in a sense. I don't remember if you guys can see it or not.
Yeah, I
So,
can kind of see it.
yeah, you can see it better here in this picture. You guys should be able to see that there. The bio and info with this kind of
Yes.
scar and the shadowed eye.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. He goes, he took my eye, and I took his life. But that man was the son of the general to the entire Valston army. Second only to the king, he devoted every shred of power he had over the army to find and kill me. And don't know about you, but I cannot fight an army. As good at killing people as I was, you're never going to be able to one-man fight an army. Especially not one that is as strong as the Valst. So I ran. I didn't know where else to go. So I crossed the land bridge from Valston to the Onyx Empire, south of the rift and south of your kingdom. And on the map, it would be in this area here. Is what he's referring to as the land. And all of you guys know, very dangerous journey to cross the land bridge. The survival rate for the land bridge is statistically somewhere around 1 in 100. And once I crossed the land bridge, I kept running and running and running until eventually I came across the city of Argent, where I sat down at a bar finally, breathed, and began to drink. And drink heavily did I. For a while I was known as the town drunk. You could always find me in the bar drinking, no matter what time of day it was. One day, Tom slid onto the table in front of me, and he told me exactly who I. He knew everything, and I do not know how he learned of this information. He found out that I was a wanted criminal in a very powerful country, seeking refuge in a country that did not know I was here. And so, in order for him not to tell essentially the king, I play his guard dog. And he kind of looks to you, Hanekiko, kind of like an admitted defeat. I do what he needs in order to live. I'll go to the fort and fight 100 goblins and 100 more of whatever those flesh things were before I go back to the Valstein army and suffer my punishment there. That is who I am. I am a wanted criminal for another empire, seeking refuge in a country that does not know I am here. And now I'm on the way to see the king! That's a whole nother shabacle that I'm going to have to deal with.
Well, we'll make sure they don't take you back.
Yeah, you're one of us now.
Appreciated.
And you won't have to be Tom's little dog.
After what just happened back there, I may not have much of a choice.
I mean, is he the only one that knows about this whole thing?
I don't know. He's not married. He doesn't have any children. But I don't know who else he has told, if anyone.
Alright, so if I kill him, we'll be all good. No one
We should
will
probably
suspect a
interrogate
thing.
him first.
Nah, I'll just kill him.
But he's the mayor of the town. He leads the people. They need him.
Nah. How about this? We could put you in charge there.
I wouldn't know first things about running a city.
Nah, you just gotta sit around and do nothing. And then get paid for it.
That does not sound like a mayor or a leader.
It's more or less what they do. At least one's like Tom.
He kind of snickers. Maybe so. But if we're going to put anyone in charge of a city, it'll be somebody that is much better than Tom.
Exactly.
Either way, what I have now told you cannot leave this boat.
Oh, it won't.
I'm not saying a word.
He kind of looks to you, Inca.
I nod, get ready to say something, decide not to, and then say, I won't tell.
He kind of nods slowly, and like you guys can see like this sigh of relief kind of leave his chest, and he just kind of goes, "Thank you. I really appreciate. I really appreciate that. And if you guys ever need something from me in return, just ask. I will do whatever I can. Will try to be there for when you guys."
I nod and say, same goes for you.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, Inca will say that, and he appreciates your sentiment.
Okay.
Well then, I suppose when we arrive to Fürsten, we should resupply our goods and begin heading that towards Oxen. We'll pass through probably at least through one other city, and then two guard outposts between here and Ox. See, that's about 60 miles, so that's about 3 days? 4 days? We'll call it 4 days. We got about 3 days before we hit the next town, so we want to make sure that we have plenty of food and water.
I nod.
Cool.
Sounds good.
And then I will say, with that will be the end of this session, and we will pick up next time in the city of Houston. Houston, however I want to say it. I don't know.
Awesome.